and see how sharp your memory really is. So, do you remember your full name?
My name?
Your full name when you were born.
I was born Kaufman, Kaufman.
But Beatrice?
Beatrice Kaufman.
Middle name?
No.
And do you know why your parents selected Beatrice? Were you named after somebody else?
I think Aunt Becky did that.
My grandmother picked Becky, picked B for you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why?
No, she just said, I think your name is going to be Beatrice. And you call her short B.
How much older was she than you?
With me?
Yeah, Becky was how much older than you?
Oh, she was about 10 years older.
Wow. And your nickname was just B. Any other nicknames?
No.
No other nicknames?
In Jewish.
And what was it in Jewish?
Bashka.
Bashka?
Yeah.
Bashka.
Yeah.
Do you remember what city you were born in?
Bialystok.
You were Bialystok.
Poland. That was
Poland at the time. And you think you were born in 1909, and we think it was February 1st. That's what you're going by. Even though your mother said it was the same month as Columbus.
Yeah.
But that would have been October.
Yeah.
So, but you're sure it's February?
Yeah. Well, the government told me that I was born in February.
And that's because of when you came to Ellis Island, they must have registered.
That's right.
Do you remember your parents' names?
Greenwood.
Greenberg?
Mm-hmm.
First names?
Lena. And my father's name was Harry. Herschel.
Herschel?
Herschel.
Herschel. So your mother's maiden name was Greenberg?
Mm-hmm.
But your father was Herschel Kaufman?
Mm-hmm.
So in Bialystok, his name was Kaufman.
Yeah.
They didn't take that name when they came over.
Yeah.
And were they both from Bialystok?
Yeah, Bialystok.
They were born in Bialystok?
Yeah, we were. That was in Poland.
And you don't remember when they were born?
Who?
Your parents. Do you remember their birthdays?
No.
I wouldn't think so. And beyond that, did you remember your grandparents?
Yeah, they were deaf and dumb.
On whose side? Lena's side or Herschel's side?
On my mother's side.
Grandparents both were deaf and dumb? Do you remember their names?
No.
But you remember them. How did you communicate with them?
We were talking with our hands.
You would talk with hands or write things down?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Do you know where the name Kaufman comes from?
Oh,
Kaufman. What is Kaufman?
Kaufman comes from years back. My mother married this man. He was a divorced man.
Lena married somebody who was divorced?
Yeah. And she has children, stepchildren.
From him?
Yeah.
Who was he? When you said Lena married a divorced man.
Yeah.
Who was that man?
That man, he was divorced, and he was my stepfather.
Your and what would you remember his name? That wasn't Herschel.
I think it was Herschel. Yeah.
So who was do you remember your paternal father? Who?
This is Herschel is my paternal father.
Herschel is your paternal father.
Yes.
Okay, so Lena married the divorced man when Herschel...
And he had sons.
Sons from his?
Yes.
From his marriage. Lena married him after Herschel?
Mm-hmm.
When Herschel what? They divorced or Herschel died?
Died.
Herschel died. Do you remember why or from?
Smoke? I don't know.
Emphysema or smoke or? You don't remember how old he was?
He must have been about 75.
That's pretty good for those days. That's pretty good. But you don't remember your grandparents at all?
My grandparents?
Yeah. Other than the Lena's parents that were deaf and dumb. You don't remember Herschel's parents?
No.
Okay.
I was a kid then, 5 years old.
Did your parents come to America as well?
My father came when he was 40 years old. And he landed in the hospital with emphysema.
With emphysema.
My father died when he was 44 years old.
Wow. $45?
Mm-hmm.
You came to America, you were 12?
I was 12. How did you know?
I remember reading that.
Yeah.
So it was 1921.
Yeah.
And I read that you came with your mother, but you had pneumonia and had to stop in Amsterdam.
Oh.
I read that was in the article.
Yeah.
But your brothers came to America while you were getting better, and
after.
Who took them over to America?
And Becky.
So my grandmother, did they all three come together?
Mm-hmm.
All came together.
Yeah.
In 1921?
1920.
1920. So, Albert, Irving, Morris.
Do you remember the names?
Of course. You know, my wife's maiden name was Morris.
Yeah?
So when we were living together, you know what it said on the door to our apartment? Morris Kaufman.
Oh, Morris.
Because her last name was Morris.
Morris.
So it said Morris Kaufman.
Oh, Morris.
We knew it was good destiny.
That's cute.
So they came in 1920. Okay. What do you remember about your parents and how they earned a living? What did your mother and father do?
My mother, we had a little store, my grocery store.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this was that in Bialystok or here in America?
Bialystok.
In Bialystok. Grocery store in Poland.
Poland, yeah.
And your father, same? Did he work in the same grocery store?
My father was in the shoe business.
Oh, no, really? Is that where Morris got it from?
Look at that, yeah.
Did he have a shoe store, or did he sell them?
Sell them.
Door to door?
Door to door.
He was door to door. Wow. And then when they came to the United States, how did your mother earn a living? And you said in Poland she had a grocery store. How did she earn a living in the United States, or did you?
She didn't work.
She didn't work. You everybody took care of her.
Yeah, my sister Becky took care of her.
Becky did.
Becky was
the oldest.
Oh.
Do you remember the age difference between Becky, Albert, Morris, and Irving?
It's about four years difference. Each one.
Each one, 4, 4, 4, and 4. Who was the oldest? Becky? Then?
Becky, Morris, Albert.
And then Irving was the baby?
I was a baby.
Well, Irving, and then you. You were the baby.
I was the baby.
So you were number 5.
I can still see the leaves falling down and put on the island of she was sweet as a rose in the fall. Somehow and a man didn't be. Though they say that I live down, still my heart's at the island of green. New sky, maybe I should die all over. She's sorry, I cannot she won't